So I have my brass ring and my stainless steel tongs set in my third hand over my soldering block. And I have some soldering paste. I buy mine from Rio Grande Jewelry Supply. You can get it online on their website. And this is made specifically for brass, and it does a really great job with small seams like this ring. It's a little bit trickier with larger projects, so just keep that in mind. Small rings like this, soldering paste is a good product. Otherwise, you're probably going to have to use actual silver solder. That's a little bit different of a process, but simple enough as well. So I have a little bit of my soldering paste squeezed out, and I'm going to apply it to the seam of my ring. And you'll notice I have my ring, the seam down, so that I can, from my vantage point, access the seam from the inside. And this is hopefully so that all of my soldering material stays inside and doesn't show up too much on the outside. The soldering paste, sometimes it finishes with a gold finish, sometimes it's kind of a slight yellowish silverish finish, so I try to keep it on the inside so it doesn't show too much. Just a little bit on the seam, you don't want a ton, because it will again kind of ooze out and show up on the outside. So soldering paste applied. I've got my torch here. I'm going to turn it on and just heat up the brass of my ring in kind of a circular motion. I've got my torch on about a medium, and I'm looking for the brass to turn kind of a glowing dull red and the solder to flow, and it just went. I hope y'all can see that. So I'm going to just continue to heat a little bit so it continues to flow, and it's pretty much done its thing now. So turn off my torch. I'm going to let this sit for just a minute so it can kind of cool for a second, and then I'm going to quench it in some water.